Welcome to Daily Devo. I'm Pat. Today we're going to talk about as we forgive. Okay, apparently I drew the short straw on getting to talk about my least favorite part of Jesus' model prayer, the Lord's Prayer, forgiveness. Now, don't get me wrong, I actually love the part where we're asking God to forgive our sins. I'm all for bringing all of my brokenness and screw-ups and rebellion before Jesus, knowing that his response will be, "It's forgiven, my son. I took all of your sin on the cross." Oh, I love that part of forgiveness. It's the next part of Jesus' model prayer that I'm a little uncomfortable with. The part where he tells me to pray and forgive others. Let me read Jesus' exact words in Matthew chapter 6, verse 12. He says, "And forgive us our sins as we have forgiven those who sin against us." Cut me off in traffic and I can forgive you. Okay, well, maybe after a few minutes I can forgive you. Call me a name, mess up my order, annoy me a little bit, and I can forgive you pretty easily. But wound me deeply? Hurt my family? Betray me? Now that's a different story. That's a little harder to do. And you get it. You know what I'm talking about. You and I all have these people and situations that we can quickly say, "I forgive them," and you move on. But you and I also have those people and situations that keep coming up in our lives no matter how hard we try to move on. We think we've forgiven them, we move on, but then that hurt, that anger, that bitterness begins to raise its ugly head again. Here's why this part of this simple prayer is so uncomfortable for me, and probably you as well. Look again at what Jesus said. Matthew 6, verse 12. "And forgive us our sins as we have forgiven those who sin against us." We really need another hour to unpack the depth of what Jesus is speaking about, but let me just leave us with this little nugget. What Jesus is really saying is forgiven people should be forgiving people. Forgiven people should be forgiving people. You know why you and I need to keep struggling, wrestling, and praying to forgive those who have deeply wounded us? Because you and I have been forgiven. I get it. It's one of the most difficult things we're called to do. But today, when you feel that bitterness and that anger and that hurt welling up in your soul again, say a simple prayer of, "God, I forgive them. I choose to take this injustice out of my hands, and I'm going to put it in your hands, God." And why would we do that? Because we've been forgiven. Forgiven people should be forgiving people.